Hello, my name is Jay, and I'm going to introduce a book called The Plague. The Plague is a novel written by Albert Camus, and it was published in 1947. The author of the book was born in French Algeria to pious Noor parents. He was a philosopher, author, dramatist, journalist, and political activist. He was the recipient of the 1957 Nobel Prize in Literature at the age of 44, the second youngest recipient in history. Now I'll introduce the character of the plague. First of all, the main character of this book is called Dr. Bernard Rieu. He's the narrator of the plague, and as you can see from his name, he's a doctor of Oran. He was the first people in Oran to urge that stringent sanitation measures should be taken to fight the rising epidemic. Cottle, he was suspicious, paranoid, mercurial. In the past, he committed a crime that he does not name. Therefore, he constantly fears arrest and punishment. And next, we got Father Panelu. He's the Jesuit priest in Oran. He delivers a sermon to his confused, frightened congregation, declaring that the plague is a God-sent punishment for their sins. Next, we got Jean Taru. He's the author of the account that Dr. Rieu used to give greater texture to his chronicle of the plague. Taru beliefs about personal and social responsibility are remarkable, similar to those of Dr. Rieu. And then lastly, we got Raymond Lambert. He's a journalist from Paris. He comes to Oran to research the sanitary conditions in the Arab population. However, an unexpected total quarantine of Oran traps him in the city. The story of the book begins in the Algerian city of Oran. Dr. Bernard Rieu found the dead rat lying on the ground. Over the next few days, more and more rodents stagger outside, dying, and blood gushes out of their snouts. Therefore, a deadly disease called the plague started. Most of the people in Oran tried to escape, but the exit of the Oran was all closed. And as I already told you, Raymond Lambert, he was the visitor of the Oran, and he was the one who got confused by this disease. Although he did not belong to this city, he wasn't allowed to leave this city. I mean, it totally makes sense. Imagine you were on a trip and in that city some random unknown disease spread, and you won't be able to leave. You can see your family and you can go anywhere, and you can go back to where you came from by that unknown sickness. It'll be so painful if I were him. And now I'll talk about the person who impressed me the most. It's Dr. Rieu. As I just said, he was the doctor of Oran, and the reason why he impressed me was during the plague epidemic, he was the only person with the best leadership in the city. Due to the unknown disease, everyone couldn't find their way, which means they didn't know what to do at all in that situation. However, Rieu was the only one who knew what he was doing and what to do, and he tried his best to save Oran City. He was also writing a story about this unknown disease during the epidemic. Whenever some dangerous disease spread, it's hard to focus on writing about it. However, even with that terrible situation, Rieu was the person who didn't show his sadness and thoughts. There are actually two characters that impressed me. And the character is Lambert. In the beginning of the book, Lambert really wanted to leave the city of Oran. His main reason was to see his wife again, and he even thought about doing some illegal stuff to escape. But things changed in the middle of the story when Lambert heard about Dr. Rieu. To put it simply, Dr. Rieu, a doctor, said that he wasn't trying to be a hero by fighting the deadly disease. Instead, he believed it was his duty to help sick people and stop the disease from spreading. Even though it was a tough and dangerous job, Rieu's wife was also sick and in a sanatorium, which surprised Lambert. Therefore, Lambert decided to stay and help fighting the disease. And he also agreed that he also belonged to the city of Oran at the end of the story. And these two characters made the most significant impression. And there are other books by Albert Camus. which are the stranger, the fall, happy death of the guest, the Caligula, and stuff like that. Thank you for listening to my presentation.